world. And YSL Woody been going crazy, bro. Shows, 20v1s, all that. But the streets are saying he snitched, man. Y'all go tap him with that new vid, because we going to go through the paperwork and see, is that man YSL Woody a rat? Or is he holding it down for thugging? Let's get it. YSL Woody, born Kenneth Copeland, is a name that's been frequently mentioned in the media, especially in connection with the high-profile Atlanta gang YSL, otherwise known as Young Stoner Life. While he wasn't as well known in the rap game as figures like Young Thug, his involvement in YSL and subsequent legal issues have made him a significant figure. In this breakdown, I'll delve into YSL Woody's life, his history, his close gang associations, beefs, and the reason behind his arrest, as well as the larger context of YSL. YSL Woody grew up in a tough neighborhood in Atlanta, an environment where gang culture was prevalent. His early life, like many others in the community, was shaped by the realities of poverty, violence, and a lack of opportunity. The lure of gang life provided a sense of belonging and protection, while Woody became involved with Young Stoner Life. YSL, originally formed by Young Thug's family, was initially a music label, but also operated as a street gang. The gang had a reputation for violence, trafficking, and other criminal activities, which led to numerous conflicts with rival gangs in Atlanta. Woody quickly rose through the ranks within YSL, becoming known for his loyalty and street smarts. YSL is one of Atlanta's most notorious gangs, and its members have been involved in numerous high-profile crimes over the years. The gang's history is deeply intertwined with the rise of Atlanta's rap scene, as well as many of its members, including Young Thug. While they pursued music careers, YSL's criminal activities have often overshadowed their musical endeavors. Woody's close association with Young Thug was pivotal in his life. Young Thug was a successful rapper and the de facto leader of YSL. And we'll come back to that point in a minute, because he had a significant influence on Woody. The two shared a deeper bond, and Woody was often seen as Thug's right-hand man a lot of the time. However, the relationship was not without tension, especially as the pressures of gang life and law enforcement scrutiny increased. YSL's involvement in YSL inevitably led to numerous beefs and rivalries, both within the rap industry and on the streets. Many of their issues were internal, and one of the most significant conflicts was with the rapper YFN Lucci, who was often affiliated with the rivals. This rivalry escalated into violent confrontations, with both sides losing members to gun violence. Now, Woody also had tensions with other members of YSL, particularly as law enforcement began to crack down on the gang's activities. The increasing pressure led to distrust and paranoia within the gang, and Woody finding himself in the crosshairs of both rivals and supposed allies. Now, many of his arrests and legal issues began when YSL Woody started to mount as law enforcement focused on dismantling YSL as a whole. His arrest was a significant blow to the gang, as Woody was known for his deep knowledge of YSL's operations and connections. The charges against him included conspiracy to commit trafficking, and other violent crimes. His arrest was part of a broader crackdown on YSL, which also saw the arrest of Young Thug and several other key members. Woody's involvement in these criminal activities, particularly in his role in planning and executing violent acts, made him a key target for law enforcement. His highlighted arrest and the extent of YSL's criminal enterprise made him he spoke up on serious natures of issues and charges, basically meaning he snitched. Now, YSL and Atlanta's gang wars goes even deeper, because to understand the significance of YSL Woody's involvement, it's essential to grasp the larger context of the gang wars in Atlanta. The city has long been plagued by gang violence, with rival factions vying for control and trying to get a lot of those drug territories and other criminal enterprises going. YSL, under Young Thug's leadership, was a dominant force, but it also faced fierce competition, including YFN and its affiliates. Now, the beef between YSL and YFN was not just about personal rivalries, but also about control over Atlanta's streets. The conflicts led to numerous shootouts, people passing away, and other violent incidents contributing to the city's rising crime rates. Now, YSL and Woody do have a complex relationship. Woody's relationship with Young Thug was already complex and multifaceted. But on the other hand, Thug was a mentor and a brother figure to Woody, guiding him through the challenges of gang life and the music industry. Yet the pressures of their illegal activities and the constant threat of law enforcement created tensions between them. And as YSL's operations became more sophisticated, Woody and Thug's relationship began to fray. Woody's growing influence within the gang made him a target, both for rivals and those within YSL who feared he might betray them to save himself from legal consequences. Now, the importance of Woody's involvement. YSL Woody's involvement in this gang is crucial because he was a key player in YSL's operations, deeply involved in his criminal activities and closely connected to his leadership. His arrest and subsequent legal trust issues have significant implications for not just YSL, but every single member as a whole. This defines their future, and law enforcement is very clear that they're focusing on Woody and other key members is not just some random thing, but it's an outright intentional act of trying to find a broader strategy to dismantle YSL and other gangs in Atlanta. Woody's operation and cooperation with authorities will be crucial in bringing down YSL, and if it occurs, it could lead to further arrests and weaken YSL's grip on the streets, not only putting away Thug for a long time, but honestly, probably taking a lot of people out the streets that may or may not need to come out the streets overall. Now, YSL Woody's life is a reflection of the complex and often tragic reality of gang life in Atlanta. It may seem like everyone's loving him right now, but in a few months if things get deeper, let's check back and see if things stay that way. His rise within YSL and his close ties to Young Thug could be the eventual downfall and are emblematic of the challenges faced by many young black men in America. Woody's story is not just about crime and violence. It's about loyalty, betrayal, and the harsh realities and consequences of life once lived on the edge. Now, as law enforcement continues to crack down on YSL, Woody's involvement will remain a crucial chapter in the outgoing saga of Atlanta's gang war. Things are getting very deep, and honestly, Young Thug has a right to be nervous. If there was another man who had my entire freedom on the line and could control whether I go to jail for 20 years or am free tomorrow, I'd also be very, very interested in what they do. Not to say that whether these alleged or accused hits are true or not, but I would say that if I was YSL Woody, man, I'd be bunkering down. I wouldn't be wasting my time making 5 racks off a 20v1 and trying to, be everywhere that I'm not supposed to be at, man. It's real that YSL Woody already had connections and love in the streets. And in all honesty, because of Thug being a very poppin' artist, he might even have less connections than YSL Woody on a personal level going on right now in Atlanta. Meaning Woody can sleep tight right now, or maybe for the next while. But whether Thug gets out or not will 100% depend on him. And this could be an amazing ploy that no one saw, that this could honestly be all playing into Thug's favor. Or this could be a man, YSL Woody, trying to get as much time as he can before he has to go back to that big slammer. Because if Young Thug gets locked up or indicted, YSL Woody can catch his freedom. Goodbye.